Goddard's hairpin they go. Red lights are on. Red lights are out, and away they go, and it's Richard Wise trying to fend off Simon Walker-Hansel for the lead of the race as they head down towards Redgate for the first time. It might allow Leo Morel to go around the outside, and it does. Morel takes the lead of the race. Jules Griffiths is going to try and go around the outside as well. He was off there at the end of race 1, tucked back in behind, into 4th position, I think, behind Wise and Simon Walker-Hansel. So it's Griffiths in 4th, Joe Locke 5th, Doug Carter is 6th, but it's Leon Morel that made the best of the start.
Yeah, he went round the outside, didn't he, into Redgate. There's Joe Stables. He's already passed 7 cars, something like that. But Wise is fighting back up the hill in towards McLean's. But Liam Morel has that line covered, so he continues to lead. Simon Walker-Hansel hops over the curbs. I think he thought he was in a Clio Cup car there. As the car hopped up onto 2 wheels, not particularly sure that's what you want to be doing in a Radical SR3. There's Joe Stables, who he's finding it hard work to get past Andrew Fido there, but he has got past now, and he's inside the top 10. And here comes Wise with more power in the Class A car, but he can't get fully alongside Leon Morel. It keeps him at bay, so Morel has got this Class B car between Class A car between himself and the rest.
Well, it's a tuned car, but it's a small engine capacity, isn't it? A 1000cc engine. And he locks up, does Wise, under braking for Melbourne Hairpin. Further back, Stables makes up another position. He's gone past Doug Carter now, so I think he's up to 6th place as we come towards the end of the first lap. So it's Morel leading in number 1, last year's champion from number 88, Richard Wise in 2nd. In 3rd place, it's the number 4 car of the Simon Walker-Hansel, the multi-experienced Simon Walker-Hansel from all kinds of different categories. Low cost he's been racing in regularly most recently. And then in 4th place it's Joe Locke, 5th place it is Jules Griffiths, and then in 6th place, about to be 5th, and there he is, number 95, Joe Stables from the back.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well, isn't he? That is for sure. So he's now on terms with Joe Locke, who was a class winner in race 1, and he's trying to go round the outside at the Craner curves, which then were given the inside for the old hairpin. So I don't think Joe Stables has done much driving today, but you wouldn't know it really, would you, as he comes through the field. But for the lead, Leo Morel has been caught by Richard Wise, who would like to win this if he can, and they then battle their way up towards Coppice Corner with Walker-Hansel, then Stables, who's lapping so quickly, and down the straight towards the S's. Here comes Wise. Morel tries to place his car in the middle of the road, but Wise looks up the inside. Morel brakes later, round the outside. He stays in front, but behind them, Joe Stables has gone past Simon Walker-Hansel, I think, to get 3rd. Wise is slow off the S's, so already Stables is challenging him now for P2, and he dives up the inside. He brakes so much later, and he goes through.
Yeah, so not a complete surprise there to see Joe Stables move up to 2nd place down there at the Melbourne Hairpin. So he's just got Leon Morel to try and pass now. There's only 0.6 of a second between Morel and Wise at the start of the lap. I think that had gone out as we turn their way through Goddard to complete lap 2. So it's Morel number 1 that leads. The 195 car in 2nd place is Joe Stables. His dad Richard watching on from the pit wall, I can see in front of us. In 3rd place, number 88, Richard Wise is locked up again, this time at Redgate Corner. He does get through the corner though, although he runs wide. 4th is number 4, Simon Walker-Hansel. 5th is number 8, Joe Locke. And 6th is number 7, Julian Griffiths. Unsurprisingly, the fastest lap of the race has gone to Joe Stables, and he's about to get the lead as well. Does he do it at Old Hairpin? No, Leon Morel closes the door in his face down there at the right-hander at the foot of the hill, but Stables will have another go further around the lap.
Leon Morel looks like he'd quite fancy to win this race overall, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible now. 1 corner later at McLean's, Joe Stables goes through. He doesn't need 20 minutes, doesn't need 15 minutes. He didn't even need 5.
No.
So he leads the way through Coppice Corner. So the race for 2nd, I'm sure, will continue. Battles further back between Doug Carter, between Alistair Smart and Andrew Fido have resumed really from race 1. And they make their way then down towards the S's for the 3rd time. Smart right underneath the rear wing of Doug Carter, and he gets really, really close under braking as then they flick left and right and then power their way up towards the Melbourne Hairpin once more. But looks like they're going to stay in the order what they exit the S's in until Fido breaks later into the hairpin and goes past Alistair Smart. And
there's almost a touch there, wasn't there, as well, between Matt Moore and Smart, I think.
Yeah, Moore had that sneaky sort of look up the inside on the exit of the corner. Couldn't quite make that work.
So there's Smart in the number 73 car, the man from Surrey, the real estate development director, started racing in 2011. done some Bikesports, done some CSEC Mag 7s as well. He's going back ahead of Fido here on the run up to Redgate Corner at the start of lap number 4 in this 15-minute race. And still with them as well is that Matt Moore car as well, which had a nibble at the back of Smart at the Melbourne Hairpin. There's Fido going through in that number 12 car, with Moore in the North Motorsport car just behind.
As you saw there, the PR6, which is a bit more slippery through the air, able to power back through with a little bit more straight line speed than the Radical SR3, which I think has got a bit more aero as well, so potentially quicker through the corners there of Andrew Fido as they turn their way up towards Coppice Corner. And they then work lap 4 of this race. So Carter in front then of Smart. As they break back down towards the S's. Not quite as close as what they were a lap ago, but for second place it is closer because Richard Wise, after that small error a couple of laps ago, has re-caught Leon Morel and is putting him under pressure up towards the Goddard's hairpin, but Morel brakes late, had a good look in the mirror before turning into the corner. And then they accelerate out of the corner, out over the curbs. And now can the tuned engine Mattel challenge up towards Redgate Corner as they go on to lap 5. Lap 5.
4.74 seconds down the lead for Joe Stable, so he's really pulled away since he got the lead a couple of laps ago. But it's now about this fight for second place overall. It's not for class position, but points are scored within the individual classes here. So it's Morel from Class B and Wise from Class A. They've got quite a decent advantage over Simon Walk-Hansel. It's more than a second between Wise and Walk-Hansel as they go on to this 5th lap of the race. Interesting to see if they do slow each other up as they battle though, and that possibly might allow Walk-Hansel into contention. They're very experienced Walk-Hansel. He in turn is a couple of seconds clear of Joe Locke, and Jules Griffiths is another second or so behind him. So just under 8 minutes left to go. It's coming up to half race distance then. Wise, possibly this might be an opportunity down the straight where he has got more power. Is he going to look to attack into the Fogarty S's? Nope. No, he can't attack there. He wasn't really either close enough or confident enough to be able to make that work.
No, we saw when he tried it before, he actually lost time. So this time he's decided to sit behind and perhaps try and challenge a bit later around the race. Halfway through this shortened distance, and Richard Wise then behind Leon Morel as they turn left through the hairpin. He runs a little wide, does Morel, so does that give Wise a chance to power up alongside him on the run up towards Redgate this time as they start the 6th lap? And again, Morel had a good look in the mirror because he knows Wise is coming. This time he lets him go, and round the outside then Richard Wise takes second position.
As that is a retirement, is that for Matt Moore possibly? That's going slowly there. Yes, it is the number 20 car, Matt Moore. I'm not sure he's going to get back up the hill towards Goddard's in the pit lane, is he? The way that was looking. He was inside the top 10. He's not anymore. Steve Bell and Ash Hicklin and Steve Bell have now moved up into the top 10.
Great close-up shots there through the old hairpin. We can see varying line. Simon Walker-Hansel took the tighter line. It really rattled the car over the rumble strips there on the inside of the old hairpin. Jules Griffiths is 6th and 3rd in Class A. He's quite a bit ahead of the other PR6s in this race of Doug Carter and Alistair Smart.
Matt Moore's made it, but I think he's back into the pit lane.
Meanwhile, for this battle between Alistair Smart and Doug Carter, see Smart grab 7th at Coppice, and Andrew Fido's trying to follow his way through, and he has. Ash Hicklin hasn't made as much progress as race 1, I don't feel like that's happened. He's there in 10th. He was
6th in race 1 in the final result, so he's not got there just yet. Though he's going to challenge Doug Carter now as they go down to the Melbourne Hairpin. Ash Hicklin, a race winner at Mallory Park on Boxing Day, as the 750 Motor Club took on the running of the Plum Pudding races. And he goes Alistair Smart though, heading this group in that Hayabusa engined Josh Smith run car originally built by RLM but now run by the RJ Motorsport concern. Hicklin at the back of this group.
Leon Morel has been caught by Simon Walker-Hansel for the Class B lead, I noticed, so that isn't over yet. A slower lap for Morel, and a big lock-up for Alistair Smart into Redgate. Does he get through the corner? He does. So he stays there in 7th, ahead of Andrew Fido, Doug Carter, then Ash Hicklin.
I almost thought there was some fluid or smoke coming out of the back of Smart's car there. There is, isn't there?
Yes, perhaps it wasn't a lock-up then. There's something else going on there. Is it the tyre rubbing on the bodywork?
I was wondering that. Looking like where it came from was under that sort of right front wheel arch, wasn't it? So it could well be tyre on bodywork.
So here comes Smart then, in the PR6. And Andrew Fido, he's been really quick this weekend, I feel like. He had that off, I think, in the earlier race and then got a track limit penalty. So his result doesn't really resemble the kind of speed he had shown over the course of the 2 races today, but he's now up in 8th place and chasing after Alistair Smart, and they turn their way then through the S's.
Still Joe Stables leading, by the way, number 95 by nearly 11 seconds now from number 88, Richard Wise in 2nd. 3rd is number 1, Leon Morel. 4th is number 4, Simon Wall-Cancel. 5th is number 8, Joe Locke. 6th is number 7, Julian Griffiths. And then it's the battle we're watching now, headed by Alistair Smart.
Yeah, that's right. So they turn their way down towards the Goddard's hairpin then. Richard Wise is lapping quickly now. 1 minute. We'll come back to that in a moment, because for 7th place, Fido almost got alongside Alistair Smart, but Smart closed the door, made sure he couldn't come through.
Smart's gone very deep into that corner, hadn't he? And it left the door open for Fido. I thought he was going to be able to take advantage there and get through in that number 12 SR3.
Well, I was going to say, Richard Wise lapping quickly, I think quicker than he has done all day long. 1 minute 31.82. Yeah,
and he did a 1:32.40 in the first race, so 6 tenths of a second faster than that. I wonder if now it's a bit cooler than it was at the time of the first race, because we are now at 6:30 in the evening.
But the others don't seem to be particularly much quicker than before, so maybe Richard Wise has found something.
Yeah, changed the setup of the car.
And he's pulled away from Liam Morel since passing him. Morel's gone a little bit quicker to get a bigger gap to Walker Hansel, but Joe Locke on that previous lap was the quickest of those 3, but it's quite small increments between the 3 of them.
Joe Stay was a 1:29.57, the best lap of the race. That is nearly a second there outside Scott Mattel's lap record from this time last year.
A year ago, Stables won 1 race and Mattel won the other, I think. So no one to sort of battle with for Joe Stables. So I guess last year he and Scott Mattel sort of urged each other on, didn't they, to go quicker and quicker. It was a cold day last year, wasn't it? Because that's when we had, didn't we have some snow in the morning on Easter Monday?
Yeah, I think we did.
So obviously, it's a little bit more friendly temperatures today. The lap time's not quite there. And Joe Stables has got the lap record in Class B, and no one's got near to that during the course of this race. But the rules have sort of been tweaked, haven't they, over the years? So whether that's a potential reason for that, as late on the brakes into Redgate for Andrew Fido, as the cars, I think, go on to their penultimate lap of this race.
Yep, Slickshod cars, of course, it's a free choice of tyres and indeed wheels. Specification is free as well in the RLM Racing Bikesports Championship.
Oops.
Oh, and off goes Ash Hicklin. Well, his hopes of trying to get anywhere near where he finished in race 1 have faded there with that grass cutting moment. We had the tractor mowing the spectator areas earlier on, and Ash Hicklin has took it upon himself to mow the grass on the runoff areas.
Maybe a Radical isn't the best lawnmower in the world, but
no, it could be worked on though.
Joe Stables is getting the move on. 1 minute 29.29. It's half a second now out of Scott Mattel's lap record, so he's getting closer to it. Is he going to have one last go as he goes on to the last lap of the race? Everyone else still working lap 9. And there's Jules Griffiths. He is in 6th. Alistair Smart still defending for 7th place as they make their way around the hairpin. So Andrew Fido still yet to get through. He had that good go a couple of laps ago down here at Goddard's. In the end, didn't come of anything. This time Alistair Smart feels the need to defend, but be careful you don't run out wide there. But he sort of got the second apex on the exit of the corner and looks okay as they go on to the final lap.
Yes, so how far behind the leader are they? It is over half a minute, isn't it? Yeah, nearly 40 seconds behind the leader. So Joe Stables is already about halfway round his final lap. There he is indeed, coming out of Coppice Corner, heading down the straight toward the Fogarty S's. And he is nearly 20 seconds clear of Richard Wise now in second position. So it's really been a dominant performance this from Joe Stables, as predicted by my co-commentator Josh Barrett. I have to say I'm not too surprised by it either. Smart and Fido still disputing 7th and 8th position, though, as this race comes towards its conclusion. They're up at McLean's. And this also for 4th position within the class as well, Class A. Class A, indeed. Here comes, though, Joe Stables, coming through, takes the checker flag, and he wins round 2 of the 2022 RLM Racing Bikesports Championship, and he's done it at a canter from the back of the grid. He set a time of 1:29.29, so improved his lap time on the penultimate lap, I think that was, the 9th lap of the race, and he's won it. I should think it'll be by more than 20 seconds in the end, Josh.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Because he did a quick last lap. There's Richard Wise. Good drive for second. And Liam Morrell does take that Class win. He wins Class B. He flashes his headlights and beats Simon Walcott with Joe Lott. But those 3 cars not separated by too much. And Liam Morrell on the last lap sets the fastest lap in Class B to get that bonus point. A 1:32.47. Oh, there's a car that's gone way off at Coppit in the background. And is it going to get back out of the gravel?
I hope so. Yes, it does. It's onto the grass. That's the 33 car, which is Lee Jackson, who started on the penultimate row of the grid. But yes, that was a heart-in-the-mouth moment for Lee and anyone with an eye on the timetable. And it means that he is able to continue towards the end of the race. So that's the RLM Racing Bikesports Championship. An important win there for Leon Morrell after his disappointment in the earlier race where he was only 3rd in Class B. Joe Stables, I'm not quite sure what his plans for the season are going to be. Obviously he shared the car with his father Richard today, which suggests he's not going to be mounting a full-time championship attack. So, but it's going to be, I would think, Richard Wise that will leave Donington in the lead of the championship, I would think, probably. He's had a 1st and a 2nd in Class A today.
Yes, looks that way, doesn't it? So perhaps Matt might be able to find out from Joe if he can tell us what his plans are for the rest of the year. But before we get to Matt, let's take a look at the results of round 2 of the RLM Racing Bikesports Championship for 2022.
And it was Joe Stables that took the win from the back of the grid in car 95, who won by 22.5 seconds in the end from Richard Wise, number 88, in 2nd place. In 3rd place, the Class B winner, number 1, the reigning champion Leon Morrell, ahead of number 4, Simon Walcott in 4th position. Joe Locke was 5th, completing the class podium with Jules Griffiths in 6th place. At least he got to the end of the race this time. Alistair Smart was 7th in number 73, 8th was number 12, Andrew Fido, 9th, 16, Ash Hicklin, and Doug Carter was 10th in number 5. A bit further back, Steve Bell, Ian Charles, Richard Hardy, Andy Tidy, and Lee Jackson all made it to the end, but Matt Moore didn't. He was a retirement. So that was the RLM Racing Bikesports Championship. They will next be in action at Alton Park in a month's time, so we look forward to that. We still have one more race to go. Unfortunately, we're not going to see the 3rd scheduled race for the Toyota MR2s this evening, but I'm hopeful that we will have time for the 2nd race of the day for the 750 Motor Club Formula V Championship coming up in a few minutes' time. But with a bit of luck, we'll also be able to hear from our successful drivers in the RLM Racing Bikesports Championship. We should have our class winners, Leon Morrell and Joe Stables, so 2 different class winners as well compared to the earlier race. Matt Suckling is getting ready down there in the pit lane. Joe Stables is down there as well. So we will head down now for the penultimate time today to Matt Suckling in the pit lane.
Thanks very much, Ian. Yeah, down here with our race winner, Joe Stables. Joe, a magnificent race. You should start from the back a little bit more often.
I know, it's good fun, isn't it?
It's good to watch.
Yeah, I bet. It's good to drive.
Yeah. Good lap times there, brilliant. I think every single lap was under 1:30, so you're absolutely flying, but it took you no time at all to get to the front.
Yeah, I was hoping the track would be a bit faster so I could get a lap time in, but it was only the 1:29, so...
What's the reason for you and Dad sharing this weekend?
Just, I don't want to start at the front and just drive race against myself for the entire race, so it makes sense to start from the back and actually have to do something.
What was your thought then once you got to the front? What were you trying to do then?
Just try and break lap record, but I think the track was too slow. I was 2nd slower than last year, so...
Enjoyed it though?
Yeah, it was good fun. Thank you.
What's the plan for the rest of the year?
Don't know yet. No. Don't know.
Still in the air?
Yeah, still thinking about it.
Well, good to see you. Well done, Joe. Many congratulations on the victory there. Let's grab a quick word as well with Leon Morrell, who finished in the Class B category and took another win. Leon, not the race you wanted, race 1. What happened there, first off?
We had a silly gear change issue. The connector for the paddle shift fell out on the dashboard. So I spent a lap trying to put that back in. So yeah, a bit annoying. Pace was there in race 1 to do that. Fastest lap showed that, but yeah, great racing right through the field, very clean and very fair. So well done to Joe and all the other guys for a good weekend. Thank you.
You managed to mix it with the Class A car, Richard Wise, as well. You tried, didn't you, to keep ahead of him?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's kind of tactical. I wanted to use him as a blocker for all the B cars that was chasing me behind. So I thought if I can get in front and just make a bolt for it, hopefully it'll give me a little bit of breathing space. And yeah, it sort of worked out that way. I saw Simon just dropping back a tenth or two a lap. So we came down the straight. Richard's car's way faster. So I just let him go on the brakes and then just tried to follow him as best I could. So yeah, solid job by the team. And thanks to all my friends and family for their support this weekend. It's much appreciated.
You've done well. Well done, Leon. Many congratulations. Good luck for the next round as well. So there you go, our 2 class winners from the final Bikesport race of the day. We now get ready for the 750 Motor Club Formula V Championship, which are heading to the track. So we'll hand back upstairs to Ian Soman and Josh Barrett.